Get Zamir White in your lineup if you have the need for a nice little sneaky play. Let me roll it back a little bit, okay? So Zamir White is not necessarily going to pull a Zeke Elliott from last week, but maybe he could. And if you're in a jam or a dilemma, then Zamir White, the top waiver wire pickup of the week, assuming Zeke Elliott wasn't available, and he was only available in about 25 to 28% of leagues. So Elliott was more of a, let's just throw it out there in case he's out there, in case you play in a grandma league, or in case you play in a league where it's not a grandma league, but very, very small benches. Zamir White, there is a chance he goes out and lays a dud. Okay, so again, I'm going to roll it back a little bit. We're a little hyped in here. It's fun to have a starting running back jump onto the fantasy scene in week 15. It's more so we're bored. we're looking for something, right? A little Christmas present, a little early Christmas present. A starting running back emerges from the abyss. But now you have to make a decision. Do you have a very viable wide receiver that you could throw into your flex, or are you starting Zamir White? Zamir White's not a high-end running back, too, although he could play that way. Look at Zeke Elliott last week. Again, not saying that Zamir replicates the Zeke Elliott, outcome, but he certainly could be a huge surprise. This report from NFL Network, Ian Rappaport, Josh Jacobs' quad will not play Week 15. And this is something that I feel has more concern heading into the final weeks of the season than I think most people will suggest. I believe there is a instinct for this man to try and preserve his body in a nothing burger season. And I don't blame him. Part of me doesn't blame him. Part of me feels like he should play. That's kind of like load management in basketball. I hate it. I understand where he's coming from. This team refused to pay him after he was the league's leading rusher. And this team decided, we're going to franchise tag you. We don't want to sign you to a long-term deal. I get the desire to protect your body. But I'm telling you right now, it's running through his head at the minimum to sit out the remainder of the season with some bangs and bruises, and maybe play one more game, maybe play two more games, maybe sit out one more game. I don't know what is going on. I can't really predict that. I'm not trying to suggest I know he's out for the year or anything like that. I'm not trying to create panic either. I'm merely trying to tell you that we're looking at a situation where there's a real possibility that this man is trying to think about only his next contract, and he will be one of the bigger players we talk about in the offseason. Where does Josh Jacobs land in 2024? Where is he playing football? Is he going to a Ravens situation? Is he going to there's so many environments he could land. Might he land in, let's say, Buffalo? Might he go? We have no idea. But he'll be one of the most talked about and sought after free agents in 2024, unless he tears an ACL in week number 15, 16, 17 in meaningless games. So he's thinking right now about his future. He's an older running back when you really think about it. Running backs are not spring chickens at even 26, 27 years old anymore, 25. This is like his last contract. He's getting one more big contract if he's lucky and he's healthy. Now, enough about Jacobs and speculating, because I'm 100,000% speculating on this. Zamir White, we know, is a talent. Zamir White was a preseason darling. Zamir White has the capability of going out and dropping some massive loads out onto the field in one given start. Zamir White, in this Thursday night matchup right here tonight against the very, very badly struggling LA Chargers team. This is at home in Vegas. This is a place, an environment, a situation where the Raiders might try and control this game on the ground. They're going to feed Davante Adams, who is also going to play here. There was some concern that Davante wasn't going to be able to play in this game, but Davante Adams is absolutely going to suit up, as you can see right here. and the report from Ian Rappaport says illness, questionable, expected to go in week 15. Now, there could be a scenario where he's still hampered. He's sick. Think Bijan Robinson with the headache situation. Not saying to sit Adams. I'm not saying to worry too much, but I just want to throw a little caution out there in case somebody's weighing Adams against a very comparable equal option and you're leaning Adams on Thursday night. Thursday night games have been kinder to us this year than last year, but they certainly can be full of regret, full of disappointment. And these two teams are absolutely cellar-dweller teams right now. You're talking about the Raiders, who couldn't score a point last week. You're talking about the Raiders and the Chargers, two teams that are struggling at their quarterback position, that can maybe not move the football down the field. Lots of punts in this game, lots of groundwork. So I do expect Eckler to get a lot of run, whether he faces 8-man fronts and sees less efficiency, low yards per carry or not. I do expect to see a lot of Austin Eckler. I do expect to see a ton of Zamir White, who I'm covering up. This is his moment to shine, and I'm putting Davante Adams. Let me cover this real quick again. Davante Adams expected to go, unless you have an equal option, you're playing him. Adams could be fed. Adams could have one of those 120 yards and a touchdown games. It's certainly possible. Also, O'Connell's playing for his life right now, and there's a real distinct possibility he falls flat on his face with the pressure, or he steps up to secure the remaining starts for the remaining part of the season, because Jimmy Garoppolo is reportedly knocking on the door again of potentially getting in and starting for this team in the remaining weeks. So O'Connell's going to have to go out and ball out a little bit. So he's either going to fall flat on his face, or he's going to throw a $120 and a tutty to Davante Adams, who may or may not be at full strength due to the illness. But we know this isn't an injury. This isn't something we're worried about like Jacobs right now, sitting out more games. But Adams is an older player. Adams might get dinged up. I do believe maybe there's a world where these guys aren't playing in week 17 for some odd reason. Again, mainly Jacobs right now is my fear because of the looking out for his contract and trying to get that next big deal and not suffering some sort of injury that's going to step all over his dollar bills. Because think about it, if you were staring $20+ million contract in the face, and you were going to play a game, 2-3 games that could potentially rip all that out from underneath you, you're going to be nervous as hell. And so you got to think that's what he's thinking right here. Zamir White, if I had to predict Zamir White's stat line, let's go ahead and say Zamir White. I left this marker with the cap off all night long. I think this one's out. Shake weight. I think we're out on this one. I think we got to throw this one away. That sucks. That's a big waste there, Smitty. Way to waste the fantasyfootballshow.com resources. Okay. I need to write myself up. Give myself a little a write-up. Little write-up, broski. Now I got to waste the show's time. If I had an assistant that left this out, I'd probably yell at him right now. Do you understand you ruined the flow of my show? I was in a groove, and now I had to get a marker out and prime it? Okay, Zamir White. Projections for tonight. I'm going to say he has 101 on the ground. A TD. I don't know if it's passing or receiving. We're just going to make it a touchdown. And I'm going to say, he gets like 23 yards receiving. We'll call it 3 to 4 receptions. I think that's possible. I think it's optimistic. If I was to give it a more conservative projection, I'd say 88 yards and a touchdown. 3 to 4 receptions. 19 to 23 yards receiving, 3 to 4 receptions. I think that's a pretty steady Eddie line. I don't think there's anything wrong with that stat line. I think that's a pretty solid one. All right, let me hit these super chats that are piling up, and let me get to questions and maybe take some phone calls. Again, Josh Jacobs is out for week number 15. Tonight's game, Thursday Night Football against the Chargers. Zamir White will start. First super chat of the show gets a standing O. That's Garza. Garza, appreciate you. Garza says, Atlanta or Vegas. That's tough, bro. I mean, Atlanta is against Carolina. That's a good one there down at the middle of the screen. And then, of course, tonight's matchup, the Raiders against the Chargers. I kind of feel like I go with the Raiders. I feel like the Raiders will do something tonight. I feel like this won't be the most boring game in the world. I could be wrong. It's Thursday night. Absolutely could be wrong on this one, but I guess I go Raiders. But Falcons are a nice play. Carolina, hold on. Carolina can be so cheeks, bro. I don't know. Hey, chat, can we vote on this one? Carolina is the matchup. It's in Carolina, but Falcons, or are we going with the Raiders against, a really beat up Chargers team that's going to try and run the ball a lot? Maybe they have some success running though. Vegas looked awful last week, so what are we gonna really give them that much credit? I don't know. Let's go ahead and hit that one. Let's go ahead and hit that one via a chat vote. Who's at my front door right now? Ziggy, show me the front door.
Okay.
Oh, it's an Amazon delivery. Okay. It's safe. It's hidden. He did a good job. I hate when the Amazon driver puts my package up like it's a monument right in front of my door. And he lifts it up. It's not like set down. If it's a long package, he'll literally put it up and erect it like a statue and set it right in front of my front door where the entire street view sees this package glowing like a gift to the world. Come take me. And then you get an Amazon driver like this guy who sets it behind a pillar. He knows what he's doing. This is a professional job. If I get one of those, how was our delivery? I'm going to put 5 out of 5 stars for this man because he hid my package and he hid it well. I appreciate that. Where were we on this one? Okay, vote on this question, Atlanta. Senior Rojo, for my flex, would you play Zamir over Warren or D-Hop? I probably would play him over Warren. Over D-Hop, that's tough. I'd say that's more of a crapshoot. That's more of a 50-50 call. I don't think that's one that... Hold on, Draven keeps calling. Draven, I'm in the middle of super chats. Draven, phone lines aren't open yet. Draven, what is going on? Are you okay? You in an emergency? What's going on?
It is an emergency. My playoff hopes are still alive somehow.
No, they're not. They can't be. They can't be.
There's a little bit. There is. I just have to have people lose and me to win. Okay? All I need is Josh Jacobs is out.
Yes,
should I go Singletary or should I go Zaire White or James Conner?
It's Zamir White. Zamir White, not Zaire.
So, okay. What is it?
Zamir.
Zamir?
Zamir White, yeah. Not Zaire.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Okay. Zamir White or who?
Singletary or James Conner? Because James Conner plays the 49ers.
Yeah. Oh, man, how do you sit James Conner though? Let's go to the chat on this one too. Chat, does he go? What'd you call him? Zaire White.
Zaire.
Are we going White or are we going Conner? I like Singletary, but you can't go Singletary over Zamir White or James Conner. But Conner has a tough matchup. He really does. This is not a good matchup at all. But, part of me wants to say Zamir, but how do you sit Conner? He's a 2-touchdown capable player. I just don't know if this is the game where he's going to have that. I think next week, the week after. Let's see what people say in the chat. We going Zamir White or Zaire? Sir White? Let's see. We got a White vote. We got a Conner. We got a Conner vote. We got a Zamir vote. A Conner vote. A Zamir vote. A Conner vote. Wow, this is completely torn. Couple Conner votes. A Zamir vote. This is torn. This is like 55-60% in favor of Conner, I think. Conner, Zamir. Amir Abdullah says Hoovy. Trying to throw the chat off. I don't know, bro. I don't know.
You tell me.
I think I go Zamir. But hey, the one reason I say that is you need a big swing anyway. Does Conner have 110 and 2 touchdowns against the Niners? Probably not. Does he have 80 yards and a touch and have a pretty darn good day? I think that's possible. But I don't think he's running for $125 and 2 scores against the 49ers. So I would say give me the big swing. Chargers are beat up. This is a really decent opportunity at home. It's tough, though. The chat is very torn. I would say very 50-50. All right, last question, and I got to get back to these super chats and questions. You're holding up the show, Draven.
If I make the playoffs at 6-9, that would be the greatest comeback I've ever did in my life. I just have to have somebody lose and me to win. Two people to lose and me to win, and I'm in.
Well, good job picking up Zamir like I told you to, and that's going to maybe save you for another week, but we'll see. All right, Draven, appreciate you. Call back when the phone lines are open. Later, pal. I don't believe he's making the playoffs, but this guy's team was, last I looked at it, was I thought he was giving me his bench. He listed off his team, and I said, okay, all right, your bench. Give me your starters. I'm rooting for you, Draven. We all are rooting for you. For my flex, play Zamir over Warren over Hopkins. Can we get a chat vote on this, Hopkins or Zamir White? I know I asked you already. Can we re-vote on this one because I didn't see the reactions? Hopkins or Zamir? Hopkins or Zamir? I'd probably say, like Senior Rojo, the safe play is Hopkins. But he is going to fluctuate. He's going to be hot and cold. We've seen it from him all year long. We every like fifth game we get some sort of, oh, there's Hopkins. Remember, he still got it. He still got it. Tennessee facing off at home against, a struggling Houston Texan team without their star quarterback who's in concussion protocol still. I mean, I think I just lean Hopkins, bro. I mean, as much as I want to say, like, can you get Zamir into your flex? Like, Hopkins feels like you're locked in wide receiver 2. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want Zamir to do well, but Hopkins is fully capable of 102 touchdowns. I'm not saying he'll do it, but so Senior Rojo, it'd almost be like anti-start your studs move to go with Zamir over Hopkins after what Hopkins has been, dropping all over the place. Okay, TM42, let me put yours right here. TM42, thank you. Rob, thank you for your super chat, Rob. Okafor dropping a super chat. I'll get to you guys. I'm going to put you in order in which you have been received. Ricardo, thank you for that one. James, appreciate your super chat, James. And put you right there. DeBalt, appreciate your super chat. I'm going to put you right there. We've got Ryan with the super chat. I'll put you right there, Ryan. Appreciate you, broski. Oscar, I'm going to put you right over here. Is this the same one? I don't know if that's the same one. Thank you, Oscar. Appreciate you. This one's from Jay. Jay, I'm coming for you, pal. 101, I'm coming for you, pal. Rojo, got you right there. Chubbs coming in with the $2 hauler. Chubbs, appreciate you. Mac, appreciate you with that super chat. Michael, appreciate you. B-Men, got you right here. I'm going to throw all these on screen. I got about five more to drop on here, and then I will start answering them. I just want to be able to see the chat. I want all of these sitting here in front of me while I answer these super chats. Thank you all for dropping these. Terry R., thank you for the super chat. David, appreciate you dropping the super chat, the $5 hauler, David. And then Ian, I think I got all of them on screen for right now. At least if you guys got any more, drop them and I'll throw them on screen. Rojo's dropping one more. Rojo says I have 2 flex spots. Okay. Rojo says I have 2 flex spots. And I have one flex spot. 2 flex spots. Okay. Rojo, appreciate you. Let me go back to Rojo's message. I don't know what those mean though. I have 1 flex spot, and then you said I have 2 flex spots. You're correcting yourself, 2 flex spots. But for my flex, would you play Zamir over Warren or Hopkins? So, okay, so you're starting 2 of these guys. Then for sure it's Zamir, White, and Hopkins. There you go, Rojo. I get you now. I rank them in that order. Hopkins, Zamir, White. Hopefully that order will help you for any other piece of that I may have missed or messed up. Okay, let's go with that helps me a lot to know that you got those 2 options. We got Alex with a super chat. Alex, appreciate you. TM42, if Achane sits, start Javonte, Zamir, or JSN. Problem is, you got to start Zamir White tonight. He's not a bad play, but good God, man. If Achane, and Achane is, Coach Mike McDaniel said today, he's unsure of the status. And I know that's disappointing. We don't know how much of that is a real fear that he's not going to play. A lot of players are banged up. That Amazon driver is still sitting in front of my house. Is he like organizing packages? What's going on there, guy? Maybe he's trying to steal the package he just delivered. I don't know. What's up with that? If it were me, I'd be waiting on Javonte and Achane together as the decision. As much as I want to put Zamir White out there, I'm not going to pass on the opportunity, TM42, of playing Achane. This one right here, I got Zamir White ready to go. We play him over Jaylen Warren and Deontay Wright. Yes, I would. Ricardo, I would definitely do that. Thank you for the super chat. Hit the gosh darn like button, guys. What are we doing here? We got 57. We got 300 people in here. We got 300 people in here and 57 thumbs up. Appreciate you, bro. Likely or Logan Thomas? I'm going likely. The Ravens are dialed in. Goff, Browning, or Flacco? God, bro. Goff is so hard to trust. But I'm going to go Goff. Browning's maybe safer. Chat, what do you think? Goff or Browning? I'm not going Flacco. Goff or Browning? Goff or Browning? Vote. I'm going to go Goff. I know he's been cheeks lately, or he's been up and down. I feel like there's going to be some touchdown throws in this Saturday game. 82 thumbs up. We're rising. 307 in here. 82 thumbs up. Let's get that well over 150 at least for right now. With Jacobs news, please pick two: Adams, Devonta Smith, Olave. I'm going to Adams and Devonta Smith probably. Olave is still like banged up, questionable. I'm still not feeling 100% on that one, so I'm easily going Adams tonight. And then you got the dilemma later of Devonta Smith. I'm going, but I'm starting Devonta Smith and Adams. If Adams wasn't playing, or was said to be like not sure of his availability, but he's going to be active, like that would make me feel like, okay, maybe I do not roll the dice with him, but I think they could feed him. Hi, Smitty. Devontae Adams, Rice, Flowers, pick one. I'm going to Adams personally. I think Flowers and Rice are both very solid options if you are any way, shape, or form concerned. Like, let's say right before kickoff, there's some sort of news, and I'll be live right leading into kickoff. Perps gifted 20 memberships. Perps is an absolute straight membership savage right now. Perps gifting. Hold on a second. I gotta pull up the live chat here so I can see. Perps gifting 20 YouTube exclusive membership.
Let's go! Mashed potatoes! Yeah, buddy.
Perps, you savage! You savage, Perps! Total savage. Savage alert. Unicorn alert.
He is a unicorn.
Where were we? Yeah, Adams. Look, I would go Adams here, but good God, David. I mean, I love all three of these guys. Rice is coming into his own. Flowers is fantastic. But I'm going to go Adams. But it's a total crapshoot. Trust your gut. In chat, please vote on that one too, so we can get a little bit of help for people that hear me kind of wavering, because I'm wavering on that one. That one's a really tough one. Perps, it's a 20. Perps with that 20. 20 gifted memberships. Thank Perps if you got one. If you have a green name now, you might want to thank Perps. Love Fields or Gino, leaning Gino. I'm not leaning Gino. Please trust your gut. Chat, what are we thinking on this one? I'm going Fields. He runs. Feels in a way matchup proof. I'm going Fields personally. Pick a defense: Ravens, Bears, Falcons. I'm going Ravens. I'm trusting the Ravens. The Ravens have this matchup on the road against Jacksonville. I'm not saying it's the best matchup known to man, but could there be some fumbles? Has Mr. T-Law been known to hold on to the ball and fumble that football? Or is there a possibility that there's a good game and still some good defensive production and some special teams, scoring and et cetera, et cetera? I'm going to go Ravens, but that's me. Honestly, it's a really, really close call. And if the chat feels differently about that one, guys, always drop your opinions. Start Ridley, White, Reed, or Warren. I'm going to go Zamir White of this crew. The second up would be Reed. I like both of them. True gentlemen, Zamir, Gabe, Godwin, Flex, Everett, Dalton, Kraft, tight end. What are we talking about there? That's like some code stuff right there. I think what you're asking is there's a first question, so I'm going to go Zamir White over Gabe Davis and Godwin, but I do like Gabe Davis, and I believe this is a flex question. I'm going to go with Everett, but I hate it. But he's probably the best option. And who knows, maybe he's a safety net tonight. Play Zamir White tonight while I wait for Devon Achane and Pacheco. My other options are Ridley, McKinnon. While you wait, if you play them, then you're no longer able to plug in Achane. So I don't know that you can word it like that, B-Man, unless there's some other way that this is, flipping. Like, okay, so you need two if Achane and Pacheco are out. Okay, so play Zamir as one of them because I think Pacheco will sit. So then you have the opportunity for Achane to still play in the other flex spot. And if not, you roll with McKinnon. I think I got that right. B-Man, appreciate you. B-Man to the moon. That's a pretty good plan if I say so myself. Would you play Ridley or Zamir White? I play Zamir White. I think Zamir White's a nice play. Mac with the super. I have Achane Olave. Trade deadline is in 2 hours. Should I sell or pray? You have Achane and Olave. You probably, sell for what? It would totally depend. I can trade one for either Aaron Jones, Rice, or Ridley. No, I'm not trading Achane for that. I'd try and win without him. And, I'm not saying you just sell it to the highest bidder. I don't like that. Aaron Jones probably has a decent chance of playing this week. He's trending toward playing, but we don't even know if that's fully going to, guaranteed. Rice is pretty steady, but what happens if you win this week? I mean, you could make this trade and not win anyway. I'd rather take the chance that you pull through with some backups, do whatever. Who else should I target? I'm not making a trade. I'm not trading H. First of all, you trade Achane injured, or you trade Olave. Maybe trade Olave. I guess you could trade Olave for Rice. That I don't mind so much if it helps you win another week, but I do not trade Achane. I would trade Olave for Rice if you felt like you were going to lose this game. But I don't even know that I like that. I'd rather go after sell high on stuff and go after Diggs. Go after Diggs. Diggs has been playing like garbage. Maybe he's attainable. Diggs would be my target, Mac, but I'm not selling Achane. Olave, I could. Sit 2, Chase, DJ Moore, Garrett Wilson, Moss, Waddle, Walker. Sit 2. I'm probably sitting Walker and good God, man. I guess Walker and Garrett Wilson. Just because they're in the most volatile situations. Walker's got San Francisco, Walker's got. Is he at home or is he away? Walker, he's at home against the Eagles. Yeah, Monday night at home. It's not as bad of a matchup as you'd think, and Travis mentioned this the other night on the show. They've been giving up some running production, but still, it's a volatile situation, and these other options are good. So if I'm sitting 2 and forcing 2, I'm kind of banking against consistency for the Jets, even though Garrett Wilson played phenomenal. I like Moss. I still like Waddle. I guess if you really like Garrett Wilson, throw him in there and sit Waddle. But it's Walker and Waddle on the bench or Walker and Garrett Wilson. I lean toward Walker and Garrett Wilson on the bench, Chubbs. But damn, that's a tough one. Chat, if you would lean a different way, tell me the 2 players you would sit of Chubbs' question if you can. Had Jacobs as my flex, choosing between Hopkins, Zeke to replace him. I'm going probably, God, you guys got some tough questions today. I'd probably lean in PPR. I would lean Hopkins slightly, but Zeke is a damn good play. He's steady. They got the matchups right here. He's a steady play. He's at home versus KC. They're kind of tough, a tough D, but they're definitely vulnerable right now. I would lean toward Hopkins slightly in PPR. If it's non-PPR or half PPR, maybe I do lean Zeke, but barely. Who do I have? D-Hop over Sick Adams. Okay, I have Kyron, Monty, Adams, Olave. Who do I have? Well, Olave's your more questionable player, so you're putting Hopkins in for Olave, really. Unless Olave's a full go and everything looks really good, then maybe you're throwing Olave in over Adams. I'm sorry. Olave in over Hopkins. But that's a tough one. That's a really, really tough one, bro. And the latest word on Chris Olave is right here, too. Just so you know. Chris Olave, ankle not practicing Thursday. And according to this, Olave has missed back-to-back practices to start the week. The second-year wide receiver is dealing with an ankle injury at risk of week 15. There's no sign of Olave being ready for this week, so your replacement is Hopkins anyway. So Adams and Hopkins start for you. But I like Adams this week anyway, tonight. I like Adams tonight. Phil, Zamir White, or Achane. I mean, you got to pick your poison, bro. I mean, if you got other options, I'm waiting on Achane. Zamir White or Monty. I'm going to go Monty by a hair, but I do like that question. That's a crazy question. Start 2 running backs in a flex. Brian Robinson, Zamir White, Charbonnet. I'm going to go London as my flex, Zamir White, and probably Warren. Zamir White and Warren at RB, and London at my flex, my guy. K9 or Zamir, give me Zamir. Running back 3. He could be a running back, low and running back 2 today, DeBolt. Zamir White or Keaton Mitchell. I love Keaton Mitchell. We don't know. I go Zamir. Zamir or Ridley, I go Zamir. Especially in half PPR or non-PPR. 0.5, 0.5, I go Zamir. If Pacheco is out, do I start Zamir White? Yes. I go Zamir White. I probably just make that decision. Pacheco's not likely, bro. They almost put him on IR. They barely didn't. So it seems like he's definitely missing this week, in my opinion. Appreciate the help. Thank you, Robbie. Appreciate you. Warren or Spears. I'd probably lean Warren slightly. I think I've answered this question a couple different ways this week because I've been wavering. Admittedly, it's a tough one. All right, we got some more super chats. Perps dropping a $20 hauler. Perps to the freaking moon.
Alert. Super chat alert.
Perpy. Come on, chat. Go ahead and like the button. Smitty putting in the work. Over 300 people. You have 350 in here, 110. Let's do it live. Punch it. Thank you, Perps. Appreciate that $20 hauler. We've got Dollar Bill saying start 1, Zamir, Ty, T. Higgins, Ridley. I go Zamir. It's a risk though, Dollar Bill. You gotta risk it for the biscuit. I mean, if you're feeling really good about one of those other options, it's tough enough to where I'm wavering. But I like Zamir. It's a risky play, but it feels good. It feels right. Would you go Achane or Olave at flex? Olave is less likely to play than Achane. Achane, I don't think Achane's on teeter-tottering on being ruled out. It's just Mike McDaniel's being cautious with them. They're trying to make sure their entire running back stable is healthy for the playoff run, but they're also fighting very hard to make sure they keep their lead. So it's going to be tough to sit them. But Olave's far more likely to sit, Ian, at this juncture. They both could sit, but you don't know. We just got to wait on the news. We have no idea right now, but Olave's not playing in my mind. Zamir White, Pacheco, Monty, Spears, or Chase Brown, pick 3. Zamir White, Pacheco's probably out, bro. And I'll even check right now to make sure there's not an update. Let's pull up Pacheco. The last time Pacheco did not practice again on Thursday, completely trending in the direction. He hasn't practiced in nearly 2 full weeks and will be on track to miss a second consecutive game. Expect him to be out. So Zamir White, Monty, pick 3. Zamir White, Monty, and probably Spears. And that's a really easy call at this juncture, bro. Joey, aren't we discounting Amir Abdullah? Yeah, potentially. I mean, it's not a crazy thing to assume. Let me see what the buzz is on him in terms of like carries and such. Let's see here. Zamir White expected to handle the early down work according to this CBS report, and Amir Abdullah would likely factor in on some passing downs. It's certainly a possibility. You know what I mean? Like, could we all be very, very disappointed that Amir Abdullah is on the field the entire game? Yeah, that's why it's a risk. That's why when someone says, should I go Zamir White or player X, I'm going to tell you it's risky, but I like it. It feels good. It feels right. But you're not wrong, Joey. There's certainly an aspect of this that could go sideways. That's the nature of fantasy football. But Zamir, Myers, Jalen Warren, Jerome Ford, Brian Robinson, Isaiah Likely, McBride, and the tight end already. Okay, so probably with this one I'm going Zamir. Ford's pretty tempting. I'd say it's between Ford and Zamir. I lean Zamir slightly, but I do like Ford a lot. If you don't want any risk, I would go Ford. If you like the risk game, if you're a dice rolling mofo, if you're in Vegas and you roll that die, then Zamir might be your play. Chandler, Zamir, or Spears, running back 2. I'm going to go Zamir. Chandler's a pretty good play, though. Pitts or Kincaid. I'm going to go Kincaid this week. Kincaid's been getting monster targets. I know everybody thinks he's, playing really bad right now, but it's 3 games. He was absolutely one of the best tight ends in football for 4 games prior to that. Love, Mayfield, or Murray. I'd probably go Love in this situation. Murray's just got that really tough matchup. Keaton Mitchell, Zamir White, Ty Chandler, Garrett Wilson. I think I'd go Garrett Wilson and Achane pick 3. So Achane, Garrett Wilson, Zamir. So you're putting Zamir in. If for any reason Achane doesn't play, I probably roll with Keaton Mitchell, but it is a very, very big dice roll. But you don't have to worry about that. You're putting Zamir in anyway as one of these spots, so you don't have to be worried about worrying about Achane right now. Should I pick Zamir White off waivers and start him over McKinnon? I probably would, but McKinnon's still a really good start. I don't know that if you've got Pacheco that I'm going to divide those 2 up, though. So I don't know if there's another way to do that, but I would rather have Zamir White in there this week. I think Zamir's a pretty damn good play. Rank these running backs in order. K9, Zamir White, Javonte, Clyde, Chandler. I'd probably say Zamir White, K9, Javonte in that order. But again, as the gentleman just super chatted a minute ago, Amir Abdullah is still in the cards. There's risk to it. Ravens, Colts, or Raiders. I'm going to go probably. I love the Colts D. They're playing out of their mind. Pittsburgh is definitely a good target this week to score some points. Ravens are the team I probably play, though. You know what? I'd roll with the. I guess I'd roll with the Colts if you need a big splash. They've been one of the hottest defenses in football. But if you want steady Eddie, I mean, Ravens are probably pretty steady feeling. But if you need a dice roll, go the Colts. They've been hot. Start 1 wide receiver, 1 running back, 1 flex. Ridley, Odell, Zeke, Chandler. Okay, you're going Zeke. You're probably going Connor. And you're probably going... I would go Zamir. So Zeke, Zamir, and Connor. Ridley, if you don't want to drop anybody and pick up Zamir White, I understand. And Ridley's still a decent play. Slayer with the super chat. Running back, two running backs, 2 wide receivers, 1 flex. K9, Swift, Achane, Mitchell, CH Chase. Really right on. Smitty, thank you. I don't know, Slayer. It's so early, but I would say you're probably going. I mean, we're waiting on Achane, but Achane and Swift are your running backs. Your 2 running backs. Your 2 wide receivers are going to be Chase and Reed, and your flex is probably going to be K9. Or if Zeus is Zamir White, is that who Zeus is? Zamir White, who's Zeus, bro? I would go Zamir if you got Zamir White. But I would say K9 and Zamir are pretty close. And Ridley's close too. But if Achane sits, then you put Zamir White in, and then you have no problems whatsoever. So then your RBs are going to be Swift and Zamir, and then your flex could really be, I will put in probably Keaton Mitchell, I guess, at that point. But that's a tough call, bro. Very tough call. Top Gun, appreciate you, Zamir or Foreman. I'm going to go Zamir, but it's a totally close call, bro. Freddie with a $20 hauler. Freddie's an absolute monster. Freddie, appreciate you. Let me drop these other super chats off at the pool real quick. Put them in the corner so we can revisit them. I'm going to go to the chat and make sure I can see some of the chat questions as well and see what's going on, what you guys got cooking over here. Let me hit this right there. There we go. Chat in the building. Okay, Freddie says, thank you for the awesome season. Please set my playoff lineup. 10-team, 10-man PPR, 2 running back, 2 wide receiver, 2 flex. You have Purdy and Kelsey. Okay, running backs, Kyron, easily Kyron, and probably for me, I would go Kyron and Zamir White. Your wide receivers, I would go Adams and I think London at this point. Your 2 flex plays for me would probably be, I guess I would go, if K9's healthy and everything looks good, I would probably go, oh no, damn. You got, okay, so did I say Adams and London? Yeah, Adams and London are your receivers. Your 2 flex plays, if you want steady, would probably be Garrett Wilson and Rice, if it's PPR, which I think it is. So, I like Rice and Garrett Wilson. I kind of want Mitchell and K9 in there, but I probably go steady. Okay, Zeus is Zamir White. I figured that was the nickname you had for him. I've heard it a couple times, Zeus. Yeah, Zamir White. He's a risky play. And Freddie, thank you for the 20.
Alert. Super chat alert.
If you guys could vote on this one for the pick 2 out of these guys. Pick 2, please. Let's give Freddie our undivided attention. K9, Rice, Garrett Wilson, Keaton Mitchell. Pick 2. K9, Rice, Garrett Wilson, Keaton Mitchell. Pick 2 of those guys, please. Let's give Freddie. Freddie, if the chat overwhelmingly outvotes me, I would go with that groupthink because I'm wavering. Gino versus T Law. I'm gonna go T Law, but I don't love it, bro. They're both tough kind of matchups. I mean, when you look at it here, you've got Seattle Monday night against the Philadelphia Eagles, which there could be some good throws there. You've got Jacksonville on the Sunday night game against Baltimore. I don't know. I don't know, guys. Gino or T Law against the Ravens. God, talk about awful dilemma. I mean, Gino's been so garbage. He's been hit and miss. He's had some big games. He's had some really bad games. Are we going? Maybe we do go Gino. That's a tough one. Ryan, check the chat here. I'll look at it too to make sure I revamp my question, my answer. I'm gonna have the chat help me with that one because honestly, that one's so tough. The Ravens are a bad draw. That's a really bad draw. It's worse than the Eagles in a sense. The Eagles can at least be thrown on, and It's a tough. They're hungry though. Eagles are going to try and lambaste the Seahawks. Maybe they don't get it done. Maybe they lose again. Maybe they continue to struggle. Maybe Geno throws 2 touchdowns to DK Metcalf. It's going to be a tough one. So far, we got Geno, T-Law. We got a K9 and Reed from the above question. K9 and Rice from the above question. Geno showing why he's a backup QB. I agree with Terry on that for the most part. T-Law. Geno, 18 points. T-Law, 13. Geno, if healthy, says Travis. I mean, that's the other part of the problem is, like, he wasn't healthy last week. Are we really banking on him looking good coming off? I don't know. I lean T-Law slightly. Why are we live? Are we 6 Eastern? Just got in. Well, breaking news, Kirkwood. We go live when news breaks, bro. Thank you for the super chat. Brees or Puka? I'm going to go Puka. Lineup Hurts. Okay, good lineup. Drop Sharps for Dowdle. Probably not. I don't know. They're pretty even, man. They're pretty even. I guess since you have Pollard, maybe I would. I hate doing that, but that's not a bad idea, bro. I guess I'd go Dowdle for you. But I like Sharp still a ton. Bench 2, Najee, Zamir, Gabe, Ferguson, Odell, Ty, Chandler. I'm probably benching. God, we got to wait on the Najee news, bro. How healthy is he going to be, etc. So that obviously he'd be in this mix if he's looking very, very like questionable or something. The last I heard on Najee was, let's see here, Najee. Good for week 15. Still suffering with that knee injury, though. Should be playing. He was a full participant Wednesday and Thursday, so probably good to go. I would probably say, even though I don't love Najee this week, goes up against the Colts Saturday. I guess I'm sitting Ty and Ferg. I guess I'm sitting Ty and Odell. I'm going to probably start Fergie for the touchdown. I'm starting Gabe Davis because he's going to explode. I'm starting Zamir White and Najee. So if I'm benching 2, it's Odell and Ty. But honestly, John, that's a freaking crapshoot galore. Start 3, DJ Moore, Rice, Flowers, Reed, Cooper. I'm probably going DJ Moore, Rice,
Motion detected at the backyard.
and I would say Flowers. And if you wanted to get Reed in there, I guess I would bench Flowers for Reed, but they're pretty close. That one's kind of a crapshoot, my boy. Browning or Jordan Love. Browning safer, Love's higher risk, higher reward. I wish I could give you a better answer on that one. That one's just freaking 50-50, to the core. There's no way to spin that one. Browning safer, Love's higher risk, higher reward. There's no answer. I wish there was. Sometimes there are not. Sometimes I can't force an answer just to give you an answer because that would be a disservice to you. I want you to know the risk. The risk is Love could explode. He could also crap the freaking bed. Browning's probably going to be pretty damn steady. I don't know that he's got the upside of Love, but he's certainly going to be decent, So floor is really high. Love's floor is low, but his ceiling is, potentially top 4 quarterback, Zamir, Komet, or Samuel. I'm going Zamir. Full PPR leaning Samuel. I would go Zamir, but trust your gut, Joey. Don't let me influence you into changing your mind. Only let me help you to nudge you over the fence. So if you're thinking Samuel, trust your gut, man. Honestly, I like Zamir a lot, but there are some risks to it. We will be celebrating after the show if Zamir goes off, though, just so you know. Walker, ETN, Zamir start 2. I'm going to go ETN and Zamir. But that's tough. Walker, I love. Walker's still a great play. I just think I'm in wait-and-see mode for Walker for a week. You're welcome around my campfire anytime, T-Law or Love. I'd go Love, Kirkwood. I would go Love, and thank you for the campfire invite. And Jack dropping a $1.99 hauler. Thank you, Jack. I appreciate that. All right. Think I'm caught up on the super chats. Unless, Jack, you got to attach the question to your super chat, my guy. Because by the time I get to it, I don't see where it is. I'm going to try and search for you, but next time put it in there, please. Connor or Najee, I think is your question, right? Also, Eckler, Henry's, Pollard, Achan. Bench 2. So my answer is going to be Connor by a hair. And bench 2 of these guys, I'm going to say, assuming Achan plays, he's your top guy. I'm benching probably. Good God, what are you playing in a tiny little 2-man league? What are we doing here? I guess Swift and Pollard, or Swift and Eckler. I mean, you could bank on Pollard this week. I like Pollard this week. I like Eckler this week, but I'm probably sitting one of Swift or Eckler or Swift and. Or I'm sorry, I'm sitting. Damn, bro. I'll probably bench Swift and Pollard, but by a hair. And if Achan sits, then you put in probably Pollard. That's gonna be my take there. J4, what can I do for you? You're live.
Smitty, I gotta congratulate you on the very good Moon Man list you had in the off season.
Well, people are sharting all over it at the onset, but thank you. Appreciate you.
Absolutely. Thank you. You hit on most of them. Brees Hall's finally looking like he's coming around. Jameer Gibbs seems like he's going to be a superstar.
You know who
the
the best Moon Man probably was? In my assessment. I mean, one of them is Debo. Debo's been freaking on fire. He's been single-handedly winning games for people. Like, Debo is probably one of my the most proud Moon Man, because like he had a lot of doubt. There was a lot of doubt around Debo too. That Moon Man prediction, people were like, "Oh, he's gonna get hurt. It's Ayuk season. It's blah blah blah." Debo's been on fire. But what can I do for you, bro?
Just a quick question. If Olave is out, I have to pick between OBJ and George Pickens. Who'd you go with?
Probably Odell.
Yeah, I think so too. He's looking like the second option over there.
Yeah, Fernando says he had a super chat. 1 second, J4.
All right, have a good day.
All right, later, bro. Should I pick Zamir White off the waivers and start him over McKinnon? I did get to this. Look, Fernando, you say I missed your super chat. You took a potty break. You could have said, Smitty, I think maybe I took a potty break, and you might have met. Instead of saying, Smitty, you missed my super chat. I got to this one, Fernando. I'm starting Zamir White over McKinnon. I'm going Zamir White over McKinnon, Fernando. I appreciate you. If this was an identical question to one of the other ones, and I'm wrong, Fernando, my bad. But I don't think so. I think I got to this one. I checked it off, too, and I remember reading it. But I'm going Zamir. It's a risky play. Is McKinnon, even if even if Pacheco's out, and I do believe Pacheco will be out, my boy, I think it's a really, really, really tough call to put a guy like Zamir White in there when you have no idea what's going on. So, Smitty is not all over White. He's literally explaining he's high risk, high reward play. I swear you all hear what you want. What is going on, Harvest? What did I miss? What did I miss? Who's saying something negative about that? I'm just curious. And what's this right here? This is Zamir White or Olave, nervous about Olave's injury. Yeah, you should be, because Olave doesn't look like he's going to play in my assessment. I would go with Zamir White. But you are in a dilemma to assume that Olave sits. You know what I'm saying? Top MF says, the Moon Man list taking me to the championship. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you being here. Harvest, call in and let me know what the hell's going on in the chat. I don't see it here. Is somebody talking about my Zamir White show here? Like, I'm literally here breaking this and trying to make sense of it, telling from the top of the show, okay, we need to curb our expectations a little bit and understand that there's risk involved. Is somebody in here running their mouth, Harvest, about this? Call in and let me know what's going on. People are saying you were all in on White, like, wow, Smitty is all over White. What do you mean? What do you mean, though? Is, like, someone complaining, or are you, like, what are we doing here? Let's go to Kirkwood. Kirkwood, you're live.
Hey, what's up, Smitty, man? First, I want to say thank you. You've been killing it all year. I do have a question with regards to defenses. The Jets or the Rams? And the Jets, are projected, like, they're projected to do very low, but I'm looking at Miami's lost like 4 of their starting offensive linemen in the last week or so. What do you know?
I mean, there's definitely a problem. Like Tua's getting hit when, like, if anybody watched that game, if anybody had their eyes open and they didn't just box score Bobby that game, they would have known that Tua was getting rushed constantly. He held onto the ball too long, and a lot of times too, though. Let's be honest. But like HN was wide open, like all day long. He had well more than 9 targets. I don't think they counted all, but it was like HN was just sitting there waiting for the football, and Tua kept overthrowing him. He kept getting hit. He kept throwing it to his feet. Like HN would have had like 7 receptions for 100 yards receiving and a touchdown. Had Tua had proper protection, and had Tua responded well and done well and gotten rid of the ball.
I agree.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they lost their center that game too, though. What?
Yeah, they did. They lost their center. It's been a disaster.
All right. So, defensive wise, should I take the Jets?
Jets or the Rams? I would probably say I like the Rams as a quiet play this week because, I mean, first of all, Howell takes sack after sack. There's tons of opportunity to pick up a football, run it into the end zone. Miami Dolphins creating all kinds of turnovers and mistakes being made certainly in the cards too. I would say your smart play is the Jets, but I'm just telling you right now, I think the Rams are a crafty play for anybody looking for a crafty defensive play.
You're killing me.
Yeah, I know. I wish I could give you like a clear. The chat can vote. We'll give you like a group think on it. If guys, if you could vote Jets D or Rams D, I mean, Jets are safer. They've been playing well all year, but I definitely feel like
yeah. Well, I got Dallas in another playoff league, and that's killing me because I want to play the Raiders. I mean, the Raiders are like projected for like 10. The Dallas is projected for like 11 or 10 in my Superflex league, and I'm just caught.
Yeah. Well, I mean, trust your gut, bro. Look at the chat. I just asked the chat, see what the chat thinks. Jets or Rams D. I have a feeling everyone's going to say the Jets, but I just really think the Rams are hungry. They're vying for a wild card spot. They're a tough team. They're an amazing offense. They're very hard to contain. They're very hard to stop. And I think it cascades into the defense a little bit. I think it gives the defense good field position. It gives the defense good opportunities. And I just, for some reason, think I could see the Rams running in a touchdown into the end zone. Not picking up a loose ball, running into the end zone, taking something house on it. But the Jets have been steady. They're a great D. It's a tough thing. I'm not trying to be wishy-washy on you, but it's a damn tough question.
No, I know, dude. I get it.
Okay, so let me ask you: do you need safety or do you need a big swing? If you need a big swing, put the Rams in.
I just need to be steady Eddie. Steady Eddie gets me across the line.
Okay, then I guess the Jets are your steady Eddie play.
Yeah.
All right.
And I'm going to hang up and let you go, but once again, thank you and appreciate you. But what about Dallas's play and their matchup? And I'll listen offline.
I mean, Dallas is just a tough – all right, thank you, Kirkwood. The Dallas is just a tough team to sit. Like, you just can't sit them, in my opinion. If you own them, you can't sit them. They've been carrying you. They're an unbelievable defense. They can be up and down, but they can, like I said last week, they can pick up a football like the Colts. They can pick off a pass, take it 6, and then the opposing quarterback could still have a good day. It could be a tip pass. It could be a fumble from one of the RBs. It could be a lot of reasons why the opposing offense still does well, or it's a good game and the defense is still scoring touchdowns. They're just playmakers. So I personally don't sit Dallas ever. But I love the Rams this week as a crafty play. Mike Powers with a 20 wad.
Alert. Super chat alert.
Mike Powers dropping a wad. Austin Eckler or Ty Chandler or Zeke Elliott. Ooh, I would go Eckler, but Zeke Elliott might be safer. Eckler's higher risk, higher reward. This offense doesn't have a quarterback. This offense might be leaning on the ground game. I don't know if that's going to mean a lot of 8-man fronts. Probably will, and a lot of low yards per carry type of production for Eckler. But I still like Eckler a lot this game, enough to say I put him in over, guys you picked up last week, guys that you have, considering putting in as a flex play. Eckler still feels low-end running back one with a whole lot of risk, but I mean, we're talking about players you just picked up. I think Zeke, he was the number one running back in fantasy football last week. I get the allure. I'm okay with if you start Zeke over Eckler. I would start Eckler. That's me. I'm a start my studs type of owner, but I do understand that a lot of people don't view Eckler as a stud anymore, and I get that. I understand it. But he did score last week. He is, I think, inching to every single game being more healthy, and I think that's part of it. But chat, vote. Would you start Zeke Elliott or would you start Austin Eckler tonight? I'm going to go Eckler. Appreciate you, Mike, for the super chat. And again, don't let me change your opinion. Let me just sway you if you're on the fence. So just want to make sure everybody. And then this one from Brian. Brian says, Ty Chandler or Deontay Johnson in the flex. I'm going to go Ty Chandler, but that's a tough call. That's a big dice roll either way you spin it. And then this last super chat, sit to B Hall, HN, Smith, Olave, JJ, Rice. Olave's probably going to sit. So you're starting JJ. So Olave's your one sit. You're sitting two, you're sitting him. I'm not sitting HN, obviously, if he's playing, but he might also sit potentially. Like you could say it's 50-50 right now. So this decision might be made for you. If for any reason HN plays and Olave doesn't, I'm probably going to sit Rice out of this group, but it's a really, really tough call. And I'm sorry, phone line, hang tight real quick. What are you thinking about HN this week? I love HN if he's playing. If he doesn't play, then obviously I'm not putting him in my lineup, but if he's starting, he's a top 5 running back play. Nothing changes. Don't let the negativity make you think he's a bad player. People are just out of their minds with it. I'm smelling a big HN game also. Hurts or Purdy. If HN plays, of course, he was an absolute monster last week on his routes run, his targets. He was all over the field. Usage was insane. HN was through the roof. He just needs to get on the field. Hurts or Purdy. I like both of them this week. I think Purdy could be safer, but I'm not sitting Hurts. I'll never sit Jalen Hurts. And Alex with the $2 hauler. Palmer, Quentin Johnson, or Zamir. I'm going Zamir very easily. Mahomes or Stafford. As tempting as it is to put Stafford in, I'm not sitting Mahomes. I'll let the ship go down into the sea before I start benching Mahomes. I understand. I get why somebody might. Stafford's definitely been more consistent, but I at any moment you could see him explode back. I'm starting Pollard and Gibbs at running back and Kyron and James Cook at flex. Would you bench any of those for Zamir White? Cook, Kyron, Gibbs, Pollard? Absolutely not. No. Look, he's a risky play, but that's it. Turning a new leaf, Chandler, Mostert, or Deontay Johnson. Okay, Chandler, I would go Mostert without a hesitation. Doesn't matter if HN plays. Mostert's a fantastic play. Easiest question I've had all show. So Wayne, I would definitely do that. Thank you for the super chat. And yes, please start over and turn over a new leaf, please. Where I could have, like, if I was somebody that just blocked people that disagree with me, don't you think Wayne would have already been blocked? Don't you think I'm a pretty reasonable person when it comes down to it? Olave or Singletary or Moss or Ty Chandler? Olave or Singletary? Look, Olave's probably sitting. If he plays, I play him. If I'm picking one out of Olave, I don't understand this question if this is all one, Matt. If it's one, Moss is your top guy. Olave's your second, but if he sits, Singletary's your next up. So I'd rank them in that order. Hopefully that helps you. All right, let me go over to Harvest. Harvest, is Harvest even here? Harvest, what was being said? Was somebody talking trash about the Zamir White video here? This live stream, this breaking news show where Zamir White's starting, and we're out here to dissect it. And I tell people that it's high risk, high reward, that he's an elite wide receiver, an elite running back 3 or flex play, but there's risk to it. Is someone talking trash about that delivery of?
No one's talking.
Oh,
no one's talking trash. I don't want anybody to come in here, tonight or tomorrow and be like, "Oh, Zamir."
So you're creating
Smitty
problems?
Said,
just kidding.
Smitty says play Zamir.
So you're talking to a phantom hater.
Yeah, they're gonna come in
Okay.
and be like, "Oh, Smitty said play Zamir and he failed."
Okay.
And,
You're
Smitty was
talking
all
to a
over him,
fan.
you know, all
Okay,
that.
I got you. You're just talking to a phantom hater. The way you were wording it is like there's 4 or 5 people in here just sitting there going, Smitty loves Zamir over everybody. Look at this.
No,
the way you worded
there
it.
is. No, I'm telling you.
Okay.
No. I'm saying
Eventually.
there was about 4 or 5 people made.
Okay. Anyway, let me clear the air for everybody. He is not for everybody. This is not a safe play. This is a high risk, high reward play. Amir Abdullah could still be involved. The offense could be absolutely putrid and not be able to run the football. This is the same team that couldn't score last week. But I do believe this matchup is pretty darn solid if this team can come and play ball at home. And if they feed Devontae Adams and stretch the field, Zamir White, who was a preseason darling, has an opportunity. Can he seize the opportunity? I don't know. And you're right, Harvest. There will be people going to Smitty pumping up Zamir White when he crapped the bed. I've been abundantly clear this is a very risky play. But with risk comes great responsibility. And this man has it. And he proved in the preseason how elusive he is. They're excited about him. They love him. But yeah, Amir Abdullah could be a big PPR involved asset in this game. But Zamir White, some reason I see him sneaking into the end zone. I just see him slipping right in. You know, standing up too. You know, kind of like walk in, little shuffle, little sidestep into the end zone, standing tall. Everybody hit his helmet, gathering around. Turns around. And you see this name on the back of the jersey. That's Zamir White. There's Zeus, as a lot of you like to call him. All right. Anything else, Harvest?
Nah, I just had to clear that up.
You got nothing else?
Nah.
Okay, call back if you got some else, Harvest. Appreciate you later.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, later. All right, Harvest was just looking out. He was preemptively looking out. I thought he was talking about. He said nobody talked trash. Then at the end, he said there were 4 or 5 people. So I don't know. I don't know what happened. Harvest, I don't know what's going on. And real quickly, callers, hang tight. I'm sorry. There's a lot of super chats coming in. Did someone say Achan? Do you miss the Achan whiteboard wallpaper treatment? Achan to Saturn. Thank you, Perps. Appreciate you. Perps to the moon with another $20 holler.
Alert. Super chat alert.
Perps to the moon. Appreciate you. This one's from G Money. $20 holler from G Money. Coming in strong.
Alert. Super chat alert.
G Money says, Smitty, would you start Zamir White or Breece Hall this week? I'm going Breece Hall. There is some question about his availability and health, but I would take the gamble and wait on Breece. As long as you got somebody waiting in the wings in case that doesn't work out. But that's somebody I'm not sitting. Breece Hall. No. Zamir White is an elite flex play with a ton of risk. Breece Hall is a running back 1-2, depending on the build of your team. Zamir White or wait for Achan. I wait for Achan. Just make sure you have some sort of option to help you in case that doesn't go the right way. Maybe Jeff Wilson or whoever is going to be that number 2 in Miami. Who do I flex? Zamir, Douglas, Chandler, or Noah Brown? I actually really like Noah Brown as a bounce back this week. Everyone's going to give up on him after an absolute zero burger last week when everybody expected a lot, or the week prior or whatever. Was it last week? Last week. Zamir White is the guy I'm playing, though. Zamir White to the moon. Appreciate you. $10 hauler from Perps. Dropping a 10 wad gets you a moon shot. Perps just wanted to go to the moon. He's like, I've already gone to Saturn. Let's go back to the moon. Colts, Falcons, Rams, or Raiders defense this week. I'm going to go Colts or Rams. Like I said earlier, I really like the Rams, but I'd probably go Colts. They've been the hottest defense in football the last 5 weeks, so I'm going to go Colts. For me, I'm going to go Colts, but very, very close call. Let's head over to Marsman Travis. Marsman Travis, what can I do for you?
Hey, Smitty. So right now you're starting Zamir over Ty Chandler even? That's been a big topic of discussion in the chat, too.
I like him. I like him a lot. I think Ty Chandler, he's a 4.38 40 guy. he didn't get a whole lot of prep work to start, to play last week because he didn't. He's going to be given a whole week of preparation. They're going to throw him in there. I like him a lot. I'd probably go Zamir, but very, very, very close and honestly arguable. You could literally have, if you told me to argue both sides, I could easily argue both sides, like passionately, and make you. I can make everyone think Ty Chandler was my favorite player ever. I could argue it. I could argue. They're both very, very good.
Yeah, I mean, they both should see good amounts of work.
Yeah, they both could crap the bed,
I
though.
would think, anyway.
Yeah, they're both high risk, but
right.
But I easily could make. And I don't mean in a fictitious way, but make everyone understand how much upside Ty has and everybody be ramped up about it. But I think Zamir White feels like, first of all, the Vikings, I'm not saying these are both the two worst teams in the league last week, according to the ability, to score points and put points on the board. Is the worst game we've ever seen in the history of, I think, the NFL. So both these teams suck at moving the football. But I feel like Zamir is going to be in a better offensive situation this week than potentially Chandler. But they're both set up decently to have a solid day. So,
all right. So just quickly, my dilemma right now is obviously I'm going to roll Etienne out there. I mean, he is what he is. It's a tough matchup. But aside from that, I have an RB spot, the flex spot. Right now I have HN and Kenneth Walker in there. And then besides that, I have on the bench, I would have Ford, Chandler, and I guess Zamir White. So you think if I'm leaning towards playing Walker right now, I'm probably better off not playing Zamir then, right? Just kind of waiting with Ford and Walker. And
probably if that's how you're leaning. That's how you're leaning. I kind of slightly lean Zamir, but I really like Ford.
Yeah.
I think he's fine. He's probably safer. He's probably a lot safer than Zamir, but Zamir's higher risk, higher reward. I mean, again, Zamir has Zeke Elliott feel to him. Like, could he be absolute, like, oh my God, I can't believe this, or in either direction.
I guess my only other thing with White is that he probably won't catch many passes. I'm not saying he can't, but
we don't know.
I guess it depends on
I mean, Abdullah probably will be heavily involved in the PPR game, but like Zamir is good enough. We've seen him. He's exciting. They love him. He was a preseason darling, and there's a lot of upside.
All right, yeah. So
Ford's,
that was it. Just
Ford's safer. Yeah, Ford's probably safer. All right, thanks, Travis. Appreciate you.
All right,
later.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
All right, Living Legend. I got to go down to 30 seconds, guys. I got to go in order to come back for the 8 p.m. show. Otherwise, we're just going to roll right into the 8 p.m. show. So 30 seconds. Living Legend, go.
Oh man, with the 30 seconds, I was going to help you.
Now you got 23 seconds. Here, let me start you over. Let's try this over again. Living Legend, go.
I'm sorry, man.
That's right.
All right, so I got Sam Howell, Rashad White, Ford, Olave, Chase, Logan Thomas, Zamir White, Samuel. And I just need to know, should I put in Ty Chandler, DeMarcus Robinson, Godwin, or Jordan Addison off my bench because they haven't been playing well? That's the only question I really have.
Okay, so Ty Chandler, Addison, and who?
DeMarcus Robinson, Godwin. I mean, because I don't know, because Godwin ain't been doing nothing, but he's hurt. And Addison hasn't been doing nothing, even though he seemed like he should be doing something.
Yeah, I think he's probably the safest in PPR. I think Chandler's maybe a little bit higher risk, but tad bit higher reward. I do like Chandler a lot. He's kind of a sneaky play this week. But there's risk to it, either one of these guys. Like you can't beat yourself up over having, like, let's say you go Addison and Chandler blows up, or if you go Ty Chandler and Addison does really well. You can't beat yourself up over it. It's very, very, very close, bro. It's very. I would lean.
Just because of the playoffs, so I was like, I mean, because I'm in the bye in like my other two leagues, so I'm not even worried about those leagues. But this is like the only one I'm like actually in a playoff game. So I was like, damn, should I go ahead and start Ty Chandler and bench Curtis Samuel? You know, Curtis Samuel was playing well. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I would lean toward Ty.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, I appreciate you, brother.
All right, man. Appreciate you. Later.
All right.
Living Legend to the moon. Sebastian, you got 30.
I just wanted to say, I know it's a little early to say this, but I really do think the Vikings are going to be better than what consensus says, given the situation. It's really going to depend on how JJ does this weekend, but I think if JJ can come out with 100 yards and be fully healthy, I really do think the Vikings are a legitimate wild card team. So I don't know if you've seen their defense over the last 8 weeks.
Who's their quarterback? How are you going to be a legitimate wild card team with what, Mullins, Dobbs? They benched Dobbs already. Mullins? I mean, really? They're not a threat.
I think they don't have film on them, and it's only 4 weeks.
Is this Sebastian? Or is this Wes?
Yeah.
Oh, Sebastian. Are you a Vikings fan, bro? Be honest.
No, I'm not.
Come on, man.
I'm a Packers fan.
I don't know. I mean, they're like if Mullins, we've seen Mullins. Mullins isn't like an unknown Browning that could surprise or whatever. Like Mullins is Nick Mullins, man. I mean, he's nothing to cry home about. I don't see them as a legit wild card team at all. But hey, man, this is why they play the game, right? And JJ is a difference maker. But I'm not feeling this one. But hey, trust your gut.
Maybe. And then, do you think Zamir White is a fun start?
What do you think I've been doing here for? How long have I been live, bro? An hour and 17 minutes talking about how fun a risky but fun play Zamir White is, and you ask me if he's a fun play? Of course he is.
Oh, I'm talking about over Zach Moss. Or is that too far of a reach?
Yeah, that's not very fun. Could Zamir outscore Zach Moss? Absolutely, bro. But am I going to sit Zach Moss, who's got a much safer workload? No. So the answer to that is no. I'm not. That's not fun. But is it possible? Sure. You might see us celebrating or mourning the Zamir White project. The Zamir White experiment is an experiment. Like you need to take full. I want everybody to raise their right hand. I swear that I will understand that Zamir White is an experiment that has both explosion capability and in either direction tonight. And if I put him in my lineup, I take full responsibility of the explosion either way that it goes. Because it is not
the
a
only
safe
reason I was
play.
contemplating it was because he has Jacobs and Keenan today. And I'm favored by over 50 points against them.
Yeah. All right, Sebastian, got to go. Your 30 seconds is up. Interesting take about the Vikings being actually good.
Sure.
My boy.
To the moon.
Wes, you got 30.
All right, how you doing, Smitty?
Vikings
okay, I
scored
need
0.
a RB and 2 flexes. Please help me out. Jalen Warren, Jaden Reed, Gabe Davis, Connor, and Zamir White.
Connor, I mean, even though the matchup is not great, he's definitely in there. You said Jaden Reed, Connor, Zamir White, and who?
Gabe Davis and Jalen Warren.
Those are all so close, man. I'd probably say give me Zamir just because I feel like, you almost got to take a swing with this group. So Connor, Zamir, and I guess Reed. I like Warren, but
I remember earlier today you had mentioned Gabe Davis is a sneaky.
Yeah, I do like
he's gonna go off you.
I do like
him.
Only
reason I would say Gabe Davis because I got Josh Allen as my quarterback.
Yeah, I like him too. You know what you could do? Is this PPR?
Full PPR, yep.
Yeah, maybe you just go with the 2 receivers and Connor, Gabe Davis, Reed, and Connor. And worst case scenario, Gabe gets you 0. But you're kind of expecting it. But like his upside is huge. He does have that 2 touchdown Gabe Davis effect. I'd probably say for you, especially with you saying that, I don't want to sway you. I'm on the fence about it. Let's go Connor, Gabe Davis, Reed on down. I like it. Zamir's gonna be fun to watch, and don't beat yourself up over it if he has a good day. This is PPR. Reed and Gabe should get plenty of work. I imagine they're both gonna get 10 points minimum. 7 to 10 points, I'd say. But upside for more. Upside for more.
No, I was going to say, and then just Jalen Warren just out of it because that's a good matchup against Indiana.
Wait, who? Oh, Jalen Warren. Yeah, look, I love him, but like, what's his workload? Like, Najee's gonna play, so
he's definitely gonna play. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That Zamir White is good tonight, man.
I know. If you're feeling Zamir White, there's nothing wrong with putting him in and then making your other two decisions later. You know, and then unfortunately you're sitting one of Reed, or you could sit Connor. I mean, Connor's matchup is bad, so you could technically play Zamir and just wait, and then worst case scenario, you're playing Gabe Davis and Jaden Reed in PPR, and you sit Connor, and you just say Connor's gonna have a bad day against a very tough Niner defense. But I mean, Connor could certainly rip off one or two. That's all he needs. But you got to ask yourself this question though. Will the Niners be up so big that they can't run the ball anyway, the Cardinals? And then is Connor going to do all that work via the air? I don't know. I don't think so.
Yeah, well, they definitely going to be rushing Murray a lot, so they might dip it off to Connor. So
maybe you go Zamir and the two receivers. All right, appreciate you, Wes. I got to jump. Appreciate you, bro.
Thanks, man.
Chat, vote for, do you sit Connor or do you sit Zamir White? All right, thanks, man. Later. Don Draper, final caller. You're live, 30 seconds, go.
All right, Smitty. So I want you to help me out here because I'm flirting with starting 3 Raiders. So I got to go with Devontae Adams, obviously, at the receiver position.
3 Raiders?
My RB2 is going to be, so Devontae Adams, wide receiver, and then Zamir White is my RB2. And then I'm torn between the Browns or the Raiders defense this week. So I was hoping maybe you could help me out there.
I mean, you might as well go all in on the Raiders, bro. I don't know. I mean, yeah. I'd probably go the Browns. I don't know. The Raiders D could be the reason these two guys blow up, but if this is a horrible game, like then you just got 3 spots tied to it, and the Browns are a good enough play anyway. I would probably diversify a little bit.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Yeah. And I know I have Olave. I heard you say earlier that he's probably going to be out, so I'm thinking the same thing. So if he's out, I have JSN, or I could pick up somebody off the waiver wire. I'm thinking maybe like a Jaden Reed, but I need a.
I love Jaden Reed.
Safer play there.
Jaden Reed, I love Jaden Reed.
Over JSN.
Yeah, I mean I'm not saying JSN can't outscore him, but Jaden Reed's like the number 1 wide receiver for his team right now. JSN has to get in there on 3 wide receiver sets, man. It's a much taller order for him. Jaden Reed's like mini Debo Samuel. He's like a watered down Debo. All right.
No, I hear you. All right. Well, yeah. Thank you, Smitty. Have a good one, man.
Later, Don. Appreciate you. All right. Final caller. This is the let's see, the Cub from Cali. What's up, Cub?
What's up? As a Raider fan, I like it. I do love the White today, just because of what's going on with our team. But one question, I need to choose a wide receiver between Chris Godwin, Drake London, Douglas, or JSN.
Godwin, Pop,
London, Douglas, and JSN.
I'd probably go JSN. Godwin's been injured and not doing anything, but he's capable at any moment, so it kind of sucks to sit him, but like at the same time, it's harder to play him. Pop, I don't like the offense, bro. What did Pop Douglas do last week?
He had a concussion, so he was out. But coming back from his concussion.
The week prior, I mean.
I think he got like 4 or 5 targets. I think he usually gets around like 6 to 7 usually.
No, what did he? Let me pull it up. I want to know his line. Let me find it for you. I want to look at Pop Douglas and see what he's been, because honestly, that offense is just. Let's see. Nine targets is not bad. I mean, he's their number 1. He's consuming a lot, but I'd probably take the chance on JSN. But Pop is not bad. They're both very, very similar. If anything, I'd tell you, I don't know that I want to like influence you on this because I'm like forcing the answer. Chat, vote Pop Douglas or JSN. Let's let the chat decide.
All right, thank you.
All right, bro. Sorry, I don't want to like sway you down a road I really don't have a gut instinct on. I mean, JSN I like better, than Pop, but Pop's a good player and he's getting volume. I just don't,
So you wouldn't even think about Godwin. I know that's the only
I mean,
thing that's
I
tricky is,
I would if I didn't like worry about him so much. I mean, he just.
yeah.
Let me see Godwin. Let me pull up
I mean,
Godwin.
I had him all season, and I'm at 6 feet. I barely slipped in. And I had him with Garrett Wilson,
I mean,
and it's been kind of
7 hours ago, Godwin
my
missed.
money back quick.
7 hours ago, Godwin missing another practice. Was not seen in any portion of the practice to open up the middle of Thursday. Godwin is now in danger of missing the game. Like, what are we doing? You know?
Yeah.
I don't know. No touchdowns in the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games. 1 touchdown on the year. I mean, he's been absolute garbage. So I can't. I can't. All right, later, bro.
All right, thank you. I appreciate it.
Later. All right. I don't know. All right. Appreciate everybody being here. We got 2 super chats here, and then I'm out of here, and I'll be back for the 8 p.m. show. If Achane is out, Zamir White. I mean, the problem is you got to make this decision now, and I'm not sitting Achane. So I want Zamir White in your lineup, but I don't know if there's another maneuver you can do. Put Zamir in, and then have this flex option that's going to either be Achane or another player. But I certainly, I certainly am not sitting Achane. But I love playing Zamir White. Okay, this one right here is the final super chat. PPR, Superflex, Flex, Brian Robinson, Gus Bus, Dalton Kincaid, or Zamir White. I'd go Zamir White, but it is a risky play. There's a lot of risk. This live stream is not, it's not about it, will it age well or not. I've been abundantly clear that this is that time of year where these players come out of nowhere in weeks 15, 16, 17. Some of them hit like Zeke Elliott. Some of them turn into McKinnon's like last year. McKinnon scored 9 touchdowns in 6 games last year at the end of the season. In the last 6 games, these things happen. Is this one of them, or is this a pumpkin? Will he turn into a prince or Cinderella, or will he become a pumpkin by the end of the night? It's tough to know. Nobody knows. You're taking a big gamble starting him tonight. A pro and a con. Big pro, big con. High risk, high reward. Zamir White over Chuba. I'd probably go Zamir, but that's me. It's a very risky proposition. And if we look at what Chuba has been doing the last handful of weeks, man, I mean, Chuba's been pretty good. Chuba Hubbard last game was 87 yards. It was a good game, but it got you 8 points. Like, it was 8 points. It wasn't anything crazy. Week prior is when he had 2 touchdowns. The week prior to that, he had a touchdown. So he had been playing very, very solid. He's been getting solid work. He plays the Falcons this week. I would go Zamir, but it's a really, 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 really tough call. Thank you, Lucas, for the super chat. I'm going to go Zamir White over McKinnon. Thoughts on Tay Adams? I hope they feed him. I think 80 to 100 yards and a touch should be in order for Adams tonight. But damn, man, this is Thursday Night Football. Anything can happen. I'll see you all after. No, not after the game. I'll see you all 8 p.m. Eastern. 8 p.m. Eastern, and then after the game. 3 live streams today. 3 live streams tonight.
If you stop sending me these terrible fantasy football trade offers now, that will be the end of it. I will not look for you. I will not pursue you. But if you don't, I will look for you. I will find you. And I will tell the commissioner on you.
Hi, my name is B. John Robinson. I like long walks on the beach. And, well, I also like scoring.
See you all in just a little bit. At looks like roughly an hour and 10 minutes. We'll be live again. Hour and 5 to 10 minutes. See you all then. 8 p.m. Eastern. Live just really, really soon.